Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna talk about the last of the Swiss straight pull service rifles. And it's not what you might think, the Zielfernrohrkarabiner 51. It is the Blaser R93. And now you might ask, Blaser, isn't this a German company? And did the Swiss ever introduce the R93? No, we did not. But the company Blaser was bought by San Swiss in 1997, I think. So Blaser is a Swiss company, or at least was a Swiss company. That's why the Blaser is a Swiss rifle. And the R93 is a service rifle in the Australian Army for snipers, and is also introduced in several German police units. So it is a Swiss rifle, it's a service rifle, it's a straight pull. So this is the last Swiss straight pull rifle. Please don't feel disturbed by the dripping you hear in the background. This is the rain against the window. I cannot change it. I do not have an Blaser R93 tactical, but I have the civilian version, the Blaser R93 UET. The system is exactly the same, just the chassis is a little bit different, and I will show you the difference in a moment. The tactical has a stock where you can quickly adjust the G-crest, the length of the stock, has a monopod. Also this height here you can easily adjust, just you have to turn the wheel. This is different with the UIT. Of course there you need tools if you want to change something. You see, you need an Allen wrench to adjust the height of the G-crest, and also for the butt plate. And the reason is rules in sport. If you started the competition, you may not make any changes anymore, and at the range officer sees when you change something, you need tools. This is completely useless when you have a tactical rifle. There you can do fast adjustments, but in sport this is not allowed. You see, there is an so-called UIT rail. UIT is the Union Internationale de Tir. This is the old name of the International Sport Shooting Federation, or ISSF today. The UIT version has a gun tube to make use of the maximum allowed line of sight. Has here a carrier for the front sight, and the tactical version has a muzzle brake, so it's much shorter, it's just up to here. That's the difference in the front. See, on the UIT version there is a mount for a diopter sight, which you will not find on a tactical rifle, because no one uses the diopter on a tactical rifle. So what you see here is the preparation for the scope mount, and this scope mount is one of the most ingenious things I've ever seen. This is the so-called Blaser saddle mount, and you just have to put this on. Oh, you don't see me. Now you see it. You just flip it over, put this down, and now this one is arrested and it holds 0. You can do it up and down. I shoot maybe twice a year with the scope mount, not too often, because I always have to remove the diopter. And this is very nice. And you can put different scopes with different scope mounts on the same rifle, and if it's 0, it holds 0. So there's no problem changing the scope. What you cannot do is use the same scope with the same scope mount on a different rifle without zeroing the gun again. It doesn't work that you can use the same scope with different rifles. What I can hardly show you, you just have to believe me. This is the only rifle I know which you can change from right hand side into left hand side use by just changing the bolt. This is the right hand side version. Left hand side, then of course the handle is on the left hand side. Just put this in. You can easily mount the diopter from the left side to the right side. Oh, everything is fixed. Just turn this around, and on the front side is the same. Just turn this around, and within minutes you can change your rifle from left-handed to right-handed and vice versa. This is the only rifle I know where you can do such things, but you hardly would use it because you usually know whether you are left-handed or right-handed, and that's why you buy the version at the dealer. But if you like to change from left hand to right hand, you can do so very easily. And because we talk about changing, you can also change the barrel yourself without any help of a gunsmith. You just have to remove two screws. One is here, the other one is below here. Then the whole thing comes off and you can put a new barrel. And there is one more thing. You can even change the caliber of the barrel. If you, let's say, on the lower levels match, I have to shoot with the ordnance ammunition, GP11, on higher levels, so Swiss championship, I can choose shoot with the 6mm bench rest. All I have to do is take out the screws, put in the new barrel, then you take the bolt, you have to lift up this thing, remove the head, and then put in another head, and that's basically it. So you can change the caliber yourself without a gunsmith within minutes. And as I have this thing out, you may have noticed that there are no locking lugs here. So the usually turning bolt cylinders, we all have locking lugs, this one not. And it works. The following, this one is an inert. And when you put this in the barrel, see it presses back a little bit these things and they expand. And this locks the whole thing in the barrel. That's why it's a real straight pull. It goes forth and back and there is no turning part in this. Also, this is one of the few really straight pulls, unlike the K31 or so, which are not really straight pulls. You may notice the magazine well. Usually the UIT version comes along with a 10 round magazine. And 10 rounds is important because when you shoot this CISM, this military championship, there you shoot 10 rounds in 2 minutes, so there is no time for recharging. However, here in Switzerland we shoot only single rounds. We cannot use the magazine to store the ammunition. We have to load the single rounds, and that's why I have such a mold. I put this in the rifle, the sticks then in instead of a magazine, and I just put the round on top here and use this. So I don't use the magazine since years, I just have this mold and this works perfectly fine. Few words to the trigger. See, this is trigger itself. You can move in fore or back by losing this screw that you have a preferred adjustment for the length of your finger. And then you see there are 2 screws here and 2 more hard to see screws where you need also an Allen wrench, and there you can adjust the take up, the weight of the take up, the wall and the trigger stop. So you can perfectly customize the trigger on your Blaser R93 UIT. And now to the really important things in life. How well does this Blaser rifle shoot? And I will show you a test which was done in Ulm. We have a 300 meter indoor range. We put the Blaser on the support, probably in a vise, and then we test fired it, and the result you see here. These are 5 rounds with a diameter of 3 centimeters, which is a little bit more than 1 inch. This is about a third of a minute of angle. I think minute of angle in 300 meters is 7.5 centimeters or 3 inches, and this is about 1 inch, so it's about 1/3 of a minute of angle. And I know the F-class shooters laughing because they shoot below quarter MOA, but the Blaser R93 is not an F-class rifle. So what is possible with my rifle, with my shooting abilities? Here you see one of my last shootings, 20 rounds single fire, 300 meter. The 10 which you see here is 10 centimeter or 4 inches in diameter. And my result is 190. That means 5 times 9, 5 times 10. And I'm usually happy with this. My goal is always minimum 50% in the 10 and no one below a 9. And I failed in this respect because I have an 8, which you may see here. So this is poor, but I have one more 10. That's why I have 190, makes a 95 out of 100. And I'm usually happy with such a result. The best I ever had was 97. And my annual average is so 93, 94. That's how it looks. At the same day, a colleague shoot on same range, and you see you have quite some dispersion in the sight, and he has a different rifle. This is what he also had 190, so at the end not better, but he has a more Gaussian distribution, so it looks much better than the things I shot. That means so the arrows in my shooting is not from the ammo or from the rifle, it's probably some influence from the shooter. So in the last minute I will show you the inside of my barrel filmed with an bore scope. And I forgot to tell you, I shoot with this rifle now for more than 20 years. I shoot between 300 and 600 rounds a year, so let's say average of 500. That means I have far more than 10,000, maybe 12,000 rounds through this barrel. And for this it still shoots quite well. And you may notice in the picture from the barrel inside that there is this crocodile skin. You see, it does not look new anymore. And more or less this is an indication that the lifetime of the barrel goes to the end. But I'm not afraid because I can exchange the barrel quite easily by myself. So you can enjoy the last minute the inside of my barrel. Hope you had some fun with the video. See you next time. Bye.